put it all on 32 red. I have to go.
Hey, Kara.
Hi, Tom.
You just came back from Montreal.
I sure did.
What were you doing there?
Well, I saw a bunch of stuff about Batman Arkham Origins.
What the heck is Batman Arkham Origins?
It's a game set in the second year of Batman's time as a vigilante crime fighter. He's a less experienced Batman than the one we've played as in the other Arkham games, and they're actually trying to communicate that in some pretty interesting ways.
He's been at it for 2 years by the time we get in here, and he's pretty much dominating Gotham and the regular thugs, and that he's surviving pretty well. But there's still a lot that he has to learn. He's younger and more raw. Tends to take things in a very head-on, aggressive manner. He's strong, he's fast, and that tends to win the day for him. And so what's important is that he's going to learn that that isn't how it always works out.
There are certain core elements of the gameplay that we did not want to violate by saying, oh well, he doesn't know what he's doing yet, so it's okay that it kind of sucks a little bit. That's not our intention. However, making sure that it felt like you were younger and rawer through any other and every supporting means is certainly, our intent.
So those last two Rocksteady games, they were really good Batman games. What the heck are they doing to improve and build on that?
Well, one thing that they want to do is build on the idea that Batman is the greatest detective in the world.
Even better than Sherlock Holmes?
Batman is a way better detective than Sherlock Holmes.
We knew that there were certain areas that we should not touch. You don't touch the free flow combat. That works perfectly. It's a finely tuned machine, top in the industry. We knew that the Predator was already very strong. There wasn't a lot that we needed to do there. The navigation is great. Gliding around as Batman is great. But we also saw that there's this detective side where it's like, oh, there's an opportunity here to add something new that will really resonate with the character, resonate with gamers, and it doesn't disrupt what's already magical about the game. And so this is where we created the new case file system, which we showcased in E3. And this system is basically something where Batman's able to draw on the super processing power of the Batcomputer in order to create simulations of the events that happened in a crime, and then the player can scrub through those simulations in order to lead themselves to new evidence and backtrack through to who committed the crime so they can go hunt them down. And we thought this was really cool. It was a lot of fun, and a lot of us really liked the aspect of Batman being the world's greatest detective, and we think this was the kind of thing that worked for us. It allowed us to leave a mark, as well as deliver the great experience that Rocksteady had already established with all the fans.
Another thing you're doing is putting a lot of focus on boss fights with these 8 assassin characters who are all determined to really test one of Batman's skills.
What core mechanics, what core abilities does Batman have that this assassin can challenge? Because we wanted all of our boss fights to be what we call the master class, or the final exam, as it were, of some core Batman ability. We did not want them to just be an exotic sequence with cool spectacle and an epic, set piece that forces you to memorize a quick time sequence so that you can pass it and then move on to something else.
And so we wanted, characters that are deadly, characters that seem like they could actually kill Batman, characters that would try different approaches to try to take Batman down. And we found that a lot of these things mapped up quite well to a lot of the skills that we wanted to challenge. And we were able to have these great marriages between the kind of gameplay we wanted with the kind of characters that look cool on screen and are just great to have go head-to-head with Batman.
Then they took us to this motion capture studio, and they showed us how they do the actual motion capture for the cutscenes in the game, and how for a character like Copperhead, it might take not just one performer, but 2 or 3 performers to do all of the different aspects of performing that character.
So is Copperhead like a snake?
Yeah, she's how do they put it? Sexy, slithery, something like that. She's definitely a snake. But originally, in the comics, Copperhead was a dude in a big, goofy snake suit with his head coming through the mouth of the snake.
We had worked very hard to find the right actresses, each of whom had a specialty, a voice actress, an acrobatic, a martial artist, who we could capture in all of these different ways for their different strengths and combine into one character. So from the moment that you first see the hints of Copperhead, you know, shot from the top looking down, and you can just see her claw come into the frame for the first time, to the moment when she, you know, scratches Batman in that fight, every beat is communicating something about who this character is, what she does, and what you should expect when, you know, you're facing off against her.
So, Carol, you're kind of a compulsive gambler. What would you bet the new one is even better than Arkham City and Arkham Asylum?
Well, I'm not ready to put money down on that one way or the other just yet, but the guys at WB Montreal are definitely really trying to stay true to what Rocksteady did with the Arkham games while finding ways to leave their own mark on it. And I definitely came away from the trip way more excited to play the game than I was before I went out there.
It appears the game is over before it even begins. I'm not playing games, Slade.